Hey, my name is Alvaro and my presentation today is use of tags on sharks and other marine animals. Um, I decided to do this presentation on this because I've always loved sharks. Sharks have always been my thing. I wanted to be a marine biologist growing up, realizing how long it takes and what little time I have. I decided to go a separate route and just stick with an agriculture degree and fish and do other things on the side to where I can still get to see these animals, release them. I mean, maybe even someday have the opportunity to go ahead, get on a boat, and tag them with a biologist or somebody. Um, Now, scientists go ahead and tag and track these animals because they want to find out their breeding habits, why they go to certain places, how often they visit these places, why they travel to the depths that they do, come up to the surface. They're trying to figure out these fish just so they can get a better understanding of them and how they work. Yes, even in the picture where the title page is, they do track turtles as well because they are in the endangered species list. There's three different types of tags. You got your PSAT tag, which is your very first one on the right hand side, the black one. These last up to 10 years on the animal. They ping every 60 to 120 seconds throughout the lifetime of the animal. These are called live tags. Now, these live tags are used by Oceanics and all these other, all these other companies that will help you live feed the tracking of these animals because, I mean, they want to see where they're at. You want to see where they're at. People like me and you that like these animals want to figure out what's going on with them. Your spot tags, which is like your other one on top, on the middle screen. I'm sorry, on the middle picture. Those you drill little holes into the fin, into the dorsal fin, which these dorsal fins don't have a lot of feeling. They don't have blood circulating through them. They're basically just there. I mean, they move with the animal. They help the animal, but they help them more by just helping the animal change directions and stuff like that. So this doesn't really like putting on these tags doesn't really hurt the animals. Those tags last from 12 to 24 months, and they only ping when the animal comes when it comes off the animal. So they have a flotation device on the inside of them. Whenever the hardware breaks off, they float to the surface, and which that creates like their last ping, meaning that the animal is no longer the tracker is no longer on the animal. And what I didn't explain about the first one is the first one you put it right behind the dorsal fin, or like you kind of like jab it into that spot, and it also that doesn't hurt the animal. I mean, it feels like to you and me as a quick pinch. You know, I mean, it's not something that's gonna hurt the animal and make it hurt for days. Like, no, it's not gonna disturb it or anything like that. It's just for us, like, to know what's going on with the animal. Your your last tag, you got an acoustic tag. Now these tags go in or on the animal. When I say in, they go under the skin or on the animal, like you see in that striper right there. Stripers are normally a freshwater fish. Um, and these tags last up to 10 years, and those are only be able to track whenever they come off the animal, meaning whenever it comes out of the animal or it falls off the animal. And I mean, these tags are expensive. I mean, some range between $5,000 to $10,000. I mean, having one fall off when it's not supposed to is a big deal. I mean, a lot of these scientists work their entire life to see these animals and see what happens and track their migration patterns. And yeah, I mean, watching these acoustic tags and other acoustic tags, your spot tag and your PSAT tag, I mean, watching them come off whenever they're not supposed to is it's heartbreaking, you know. Let's go to the next slide. So the importance of tagging. Tagging gives scientists the information they need to be able to track these animals and figure out their migration patterns. Um, so the shark you see on the right there, that's Lauren. I explained what he was when in my in my in my research paper. Lauren's a short fin mako shark. He's an adult male that weighs more or less about 215 pounds. He's 7'9". He was tagged on February 24th, 2021. The last ping that he had was February 7th, 2022. So he had that tag on more or less a year, give or take. They found the tag in April 6th, 2022. Whenever they find tags, they don't go out there and look. They look for them, I mean, almost immediately, but it's hard to find them with the waves. And I mean, yes, they have these little parachutes, but even then, it's very hard to find them. I mean, you've got waves crashing and boats, and it's some conditions. Some days you just can't get offshore and find them. This shark specifically, I tracked him only because he was off the coast of Brownsville, and he was real close to Port Mansfield. Some buddies of mine and I went to and did an offshore trip, and we were out there on the coast, off the coast of Brownsville, and went out through the marina in Port Mansfield. And I mean, even then, I was tracking him, and he was around there the whole time. I mean, and these sharks are great. You know, they get really big. They grow bigger than 10 feet long. I mean, they're magnificent animals. I mean, they travel. I think Lauren traveled a total of almost 9,100 miles in a year. I mean, the year that he had that tag on, he was swimming like crazy. Um, yeah. I mean, watching these animals and like seeing especially with the scientists, seeing how well these animals can adapt to different temperatures. Because I mean, the colder you get in the deeper you get in the water, the colder it is. And seeing how these animals travel faster and slower, and they slow down their heartbeat. I mean, yeah, these trackers here, they record everything. They record their depth, they record their heart rate, they record their how deep they go, how fast they go, how far they go, all the different places they go. I mean, it's really it's a very interesting process on what these things do. And like I said, I mean, I tracked Lauren for about a year, or Lorraine for about a year, and the last time he pinned was on the 7th of February, and never pinned after that. And I checked on it earlier before doing this, and it showed like his update, and that the tracker had come off, and they found it in April, and yeah, I mean, the research on him was over. It just happens like that. I mean, the shark is no longer hurt or nothing like that, and everything's fine. So the reason why I specify on sharks is only because sharks are one of the main focuses because they get overfished. They're a targeted species. People hear sharks and they freak out. I mean, sharks are only going to attack you if they mistake you for food. You're more than likely going to get struck by lightning versus getting eaten by a shark. Um, People use or people kill these sharks to mainly for their fins, and you know they make soups out of them and stuff like that. And I mean, I tried it before. Shark is very good. It's a very good eating fish. It's very well fried. You can cook it like a steak too. I mean, it's a very firm meat. Um, but the reason why they track these sharks is because a lot of them are the endangered species list or on the species to watch list, meaning that sharks are going endangered. And next slide, I explain why it's important that we keep them into our resources and stuff like that. But sharks they are more misunderstood than anything else. That would be my guess as to why people freak out on them and why, oh my god, they see a shark and everybody runs. I mean, you know, they're animals. Animals are gonna act like animals. Simple as that. So here on this next slide, is my conclusion. In the conclusion, I said that in conclusion, these trackers help the shark population by letting scientists see what the sharks see in people like you and I through the help of ocean arc. We can see that too with these live trackers and the apps, and you can get on your laptop and check too. sharks help maintain the order in the ecosystem by limiting the abundance of their prey. Um, Sharks directly and indirectly affect all the levels of the food web. I mean, they're they're everywhere. They eat a lot of things that way they don't overpopulate a certain species and stuff like that. So, um, but yeah, that's my presentation, and I appreciate you for listening. Thank you.